Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, my astrological lovers. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Now, Mars is blasting into our daring sign of Aries, and I have all the insights on how this fiery transit is set to revolutionize your life and my life. So stay tuned because I'm also going to reveal some tarot cards and I will help guide you through this dynamic week. And I'm working on saying and I just said So let's look at some bold actions we can take to navigate some new beginnings because that also represents some Aries energy. In this video, I am going to have an essential guide to harness the energy of the stars and the wisdom of the tarot. So let's dive into the universe of astrology and let's see what we have in store for everyone. Also, before I get started on the weekly transits and Mars entering Aries and Pluto squaring Venus, okay, I want to tell you, please don't forget to subscribe. If you are listening to me via podcast, if you're on X, follow, like, do whatever it is, download the podcast or download the episode. Yes, please show the love if you can, even rate it. That would even be a bonus. Write a comment down below. I'm sure I have a banner here to show you the instructions of everything you need to do if you want to follow me on my other socials. It is a link somewhere available. Okay. Also, I have a free reading just for you. Go ahead and click the link at my website. It is down in my bio. It is somewhere. It's connected on this podcast. But yes, go ahead and click the link in a bio and you shall receive your free reading. Also, if you want to learn tarot, I have a free tool for you. So go ahead and click that link. Sign up for my newsletter. I give it out every week, and it is basically very short form if you miss it. And also, it helps me keep in touch with you in case TikTok or YouTube chooses to boot me out. Okay. So now, also, I have a Patreon video that's going to be linked to this video. This Patreon video is about how to tap into your Aries energy and use Mars and Aries to your best ability. I'm going to discuss some Aries magic, crystals best used for their energy of Aries, candle magic, and there is some assertiveness training, tarot and more with that Patreon video. It is only $4 a month. I know I'm handling all the business. We're going to get into everything. Patience with the Aries energy because Aries energy is very impatient, but trust me, it is good. And there's a lot of information. Other Patreon videos that I have on my Patreon are, let me think. I said, Number 2, I have Mercury retrograde survival kit. I have uncovering tips and techniques for any eclipse. That's a separate video. I have a special career reading just for you. I have exclusive healing readings on my Patreon. I have early access videos to any episode on my Patreon or YouTube. You get early access. And I also have detailed videos on certain aspects. For example, Jupiter conjunct Uranus gets a little more detailed on my Patreon, as if I can't get more detailed because I do have a lot of information already. Hello, Queen. Welcome to the live. Because I am filming this live and I know it's on a podcast, I do have comments and people joining. And thank you, Queen. You are faithfully here and you are my Leo sun, Leo moon. Am I correct? If I remember. So, which makes sense that your name is Queen. So fitting for Leo energy. Okay, so let's talk about what we have this week. That's the third, but 4:30, April 30th, which is tomorrow. Oh, it's today. Today, the moon is entering Aquarius. We have Mars entering Aries already happening this morning. Venus is going to square Pluto. We have Pluto retrogrades in the sign Aquarius on the 2nd. We have the moon entering Pisces on the 2nd. On the 3rd, we have Mars sextiling Pluto. That's retrograding on the 3rd. On the 4th, the moon will enter Aries. That's even more Aries energy. Be ready for that. Cinco de Mayo is on the 5th. I even discuss how that's linked to astrology. I do that for every holiday. Now, and on the 6th, the moon enters Taurus. Mercury is going to conjunct Chiron, and the sun will be sextiling Saturn. So we have a lot going on this week. Yes, and Libra rising. Libra rising. That's why you spell it that way, Queen. Good memory. Yes, I remember astrology signs more than the actual names. And I also remember the feeling of something. The feeling of something, usually. Okay. So, of a situation. I wouldn't remember exactly what was said, but I do remember how I felt or the feeling that was brought up in the situation. Okay, so let's get started. Should I bring up, let me bring up my screen, the chart here. If anyone ever wants to know, I use Astro Gold for my chart if you're into astrology. And I think I think you can have a PC. What is it called? PC. Yeah. Not an Apple computer with Astro Gold. I used to, when I first started, just have Astro Gold on my iPhone, just so you know. I didn't have it. And I used to, before that, use the free websites. So you don't have to buy a program to do astrology. But when I started charging for astrology reports, I wanted certain calculations on a chart, and you can still do that with the I think it's Astro Dentist website. I will have to do a whole nother video on that. Anyway, but yes. Hello, everyone live. We are just starting. So welcome. We're going to talk about the astrology of the week. We're going to get really detailed on Mars entering Aries, which happens today. Okay. So before that, the moon enters Aquarius. Let's see. Let's put this on now. Is the moon already here? It is here. Look at that moon entering Aquarius. Look at it. It's conjunct Pluto. Ooh, spicy. Moon conjunct Pluto. That's emotions. That's some major healing happening. It's very powerful. It's happening now. Some deep emotional situations are going to be surfacing. Let me know if you're experiencing that. In the themes of Aquarius, and Aquarius is dealing with friendships, wondering if that's an issue, will be mostly affecting our Aquarius people or the people opposing the opposite side, my Leos. So yes, but moon entering Aries, Aquarius, the emotional climate often becomes more detached. You become more intellectual, which I was doing in my home. Also, the moon represents your home. So the things that you're doing in the home is happening. So air sign is a moon, so it's more focused on social communication, socializing as well. Freedom and innovation. People might be more inclined to connect with their groups and friends, pursue humanitarian goals, and think about the future in unique and progressive ways. Great time for brainstorming. Great time for doing something very intelligent, okay? Especially in the home or dealing with female relationships or your mother or where you feel safe. Socializing in diverse groups. Rebellion for the sake of rebellion. Listening this morning to a podcast about the strikes going on at the schools, the universities, which is very Pluto and Aquarius energy. Overemphasis on rationalizing can happen with this placement. The moon in Aquarius, feeling misunderstood. Impersonal group dynamics. This transit is excellent for group activities and social causes. There might be a tendency to treat interpersonal interactions too impersonally, which can lead to a lack of genuine connections. So be aware of not connecting when you're dealing with this emotion. But if you need to detach with your socializing, go ahead and do that. There's also emotional detachment, but go ahead and take some time and use this energy to really focus on your intelligence today. Okay. Now the Mars is going to enter Aries. Look at that. It already did at 8:32 a.m. It's going to stay in Aries today all the way until June 8th. Okay. Displacement enhances all the qualities Mars embodies because Mars is the ruler of Aries. Okay. And when you have Mars, the ruler of Aries, you get action, you get energy, you get assertiveness, very potent, very direct. energy. Okay. Now, Mars itself, the planet itself, let's pretend it's not in Aries. The planet itself is about action, initiation, courage, bravery, conflict, aggression, wars as well. Physical energy, activity, sexual desires or desire, passion, ambition, competitiveness, impulsiveness, risk taking. There's anger, there's frustration because Mars rules over our temper and how we express our anger. So get ready for some outbursts, okay? Assertiveness and assertion, survival instincts. Mars enhances our basic survival instincts. If you are trapped somewhere, if you are stuck somewhere, that Mars energy is going to keep you brave. I am a Mars in Gemini, so I'm going to be thinking of several ways of trying to not be trapped. So Mars is the multitask of the zodiac sign, pushing into and maybe want to talk my way out of being trapped because Mars is a strong communicator. And we have pushing individuals to fighting for their need and protecting themselves in critical situation. Let me tell you some other things that Mars represents. Because Mars is in the sign Aries, listen to me. While it's in this placement, you're going to hear a lot about these topics, okay? You're going to hear probably a lot about abortions. Now, I know Mercury is more about the hearing, but the action of people doing action are fighting about these things, are getting frustrated about the the thought of, I was going to say something else, but the thought of Aries. And remember, Mercury's in a sign Aries too. Here you have Mercury in Aries, okay? So we have accidents, sudden deaths, deaths by accidents, there's violence. Aries and Mercury and Mars is also dealing with the head. It's dealing with headaches in your face, the forehead and acne, anything dealing with your head, right? That's Aries energy. It makes me think of Rihanna. I think she's an Aries rising. She has like a huge forehead. Ooh, I wonder what Tyra Banks is. I'll look that up after this video is over. And not insulting. It's very beautiful because remember, you're dealing with the ram, so you are going to get a huge forehead. But the themes of a head, things coming ahead also. You have armed forces, you have guns, you have weapons, gunshots, anger, things that are barbaric, brutal, killings, bullets, sharp objects. When you have all those things, you also have the military, armed forces, battles, attacks, assaults, combat, crimes of violence, masquerades, blood. Now, Mars is also in charge of red because my Mars and Venus are kind of close together. I do like, well, they're kind of close, they're in the same sign, but I do like touches of red, not too much red, but the color of red makes me go, oh, it's so pretty. That is because my Venus, the planet of love, is looking at Mars like, hey, over there, and there is the color red. Now, there's controversies, there's challenges and madness, there's torture, passion. Mars is also representing that sex drive. So, sex, not your sexuality, but the act of intimacy. Okay. Another word for sex and x-rays. Now, Aries, the zodiac sign itself, it's all about initiative and starting and being first. There's leadership, again, bravery. Common theme with this Mars and Aries. There's energy because Mars in Aries represents the physical body too. So there's impulsiveness, impatientness, competitive, a lot of athletic energy, honesty and direct. Also, when you're achieving something, you might be like, I want to be first kind of energy, even in good spirit. So just watch out for that. It's good though. Okay. Independence, because Aries values the self, the one, the uno, and self-sufficiency. So a lot of like using your own skills and your own resources to achieve things. Okay. Short temper. First of all, Aries is quick. Remember, it's first. It wants to move fast. It wants to get there first. And you have the anger in Mars, and Aries is fast. So you will have some quick tempers, okay? Short tempers too, because it's so quick that it will be quick and it will be short, okay? Adventurous, Aries is a fire sign. Fire signs are very adventurous. Also, anything about renewal, because you're talking about the start, the first, and new beginnings, also represents Aries, okay? And I said the physical body and being first. Now we have Mars in Aries, which is basically the same thing. But we are going to hear a lot about boxing and fighters. Mercury entered Aries, and people were watching that big boxing fight. I don't know anything about boxing, even though my husband owns a boxing gym. I'm oblivious, but I was actually organizing my makeup while they were shouting about the fight. Apparently, it was a great fight. That was Mercury in the sign Aries. I think Mercury was retrograding at that time, but apparently it was a great fight to watch. Also, Mars and Aries, that's Mercury. Mars and Aries is also about being an athlete and a boxer. It's also soccer players, but if you're in the offensive soccer, wrestlers, it's spontaneous energy. Head straight for your goals. Anything heading straight forward, moving forward. Again, the head, jumping into. Okay, arrogant ego, reckless, easily excitable. There's hot headedness. Again, you see the head, and you have quick arousal, macho energy, the hunter, the hero, the conqueror, fast driving as well. Mars always represents how you drive. If you are Mars in Virgo, you probably drive so slow. Okay. If you're Mars in Leo, let me know if you fight while you're driving. Do you get into fights a lot when when you drive? So yes, I'm a Mars and Gemini. I tend to drive fast. I want to get there really, really quick to any place I have to go to. It's really ridiculous. But that is the Mars and Gemini. So now Mars is in the sign Aries. As a collective, you're going to see a lot of drive fast. People who are driving fast, let them drive fast. Please be safe out there. Even though Mercury is not retrograding, still be careful of what's going on. Okay. Mars and Aries, you're going to see a lot of daredevils, things that are very direct, things that are short lived because Aries is so fast. When we had an eclipse in Aries not too long ago. If you were aware, I was aware the side effects came faster than ever, way before the eclipse even happened, because Aries is such a fast energy, very quick and very intense. Increased energy, boldness and courage, impatient or impulsive, and directness in action, drive for independence, enhance physical activity, work out, get your beast on, okay? Entrepreneurial ventures, quick flare-ups are possible. Leadership, problem solving, excellent for tackling problems that require straightforward solutions. Aggression and conflict, lack of patience, overconfident, because Mars in Aries is very bold and assertive. So it could be overconfident or very arrogant. You can have a burnout because you think you're so powerful and strong and you start these huge projects and you can't maintain them. Okay. Domineering behavior, increased global tensions. If you think it's intense now, Mars in Aries is going to make it more intense. Impulsive political decisions. Leaders and governments might be more impulsive. Public restlessness and protest, the desire for immediate action and resistance against oppression and stagnation. Now, Mars in Aries, all these people who are protesting, watch them not have patience. They're going to be like, no, we demand it now. They're going to be more stronger than ever. So listen to it in the news. If you're protesting, please try to be patient and think about the long term of things. Okay. There's also accidents and incidents of violence with Mars in Aries. There's economic aggression. This transit might encourage aggressive economic strategies, such as competitive trade policies and rapid shifts in the market strategies. And those things aren't long term. So think of more long term, especially if you're dealing with stocks, because we do have Jupiter in the sign Taurus and Uranus in the sign Taurus and are conjunct. So just be patient. Business may take bolder, riskier moves. Okay. Pioneering initiatives, increase physical and collective energy, resurgence and renewal. What else do we have? Oh, survival instinct. Strengthening that and being more resilient as a collective, okay? Rapid response to challenges. Now, fire-related accidents. I always think of this more as Leo energy, but Aries is a fire sign, so there may be some increase in fire-related incidents and accidents. For example, like a car crashing, or maybe someone doing a stunt double thing and maybe into a fire, but something dealing with fire, the element fire, okay? Bold political moves, military actions, because Mars is the planet of war. So there may be increase in military actions or conflicts during this time. Personal growth and development. It makes me think of the polarizing sign Libra. And I remember when Mars was in Libra and I had an incident behind my building. And outspoken with my Mars in Gemini. And I was so passive aggressive. So to have the opposite energy, and I really hated that, because I'm such a vocal person, and I have a Mercury in Leo, so I'm very bold and courageous already with that fire energy. So to have this Mars in Leo, I don't need it. So this is really good for people who have Libra energy. This will help you out. Now, how does this revolutionize your life? Because I discussed that earlier in a video if you are listening, and I'm going to tell you how this is going to help us and you as a collective. It's not all bueno. It's not all about fights and wars or someone being first or competition. Now, this is going to boost your confidence. Okay, we're going to be feeling more confident sexually or trying to achieve sex, more confident, even just in your day-to-day life and doing things and achieving your goals. There's going to be more courage. There's initiation and new beginnings because Aries is all about a new start. And Mars is going to fuel that energy to really initiate something. If you've been scared to start it, Mars in Aries is going to help you start that. So it's very exciting with that. Increase physical energy. Just like I said, work out, take advantage, go running. Oh, go run in the sun. Anything competitive, really. Competitive workouts. If you have to do like a workout and it involves like, it makes me think of like this thing called Cycle Bar, and it has like everyone's status of like how far they are in cycling, and you're going to really want to be on top. So this is a great time if you're trying to lose weight for the summer. Talking to myself, this is going to work great with that. Heighten assertiveness, quick decision making. Okay, because that Mars in Aries is going to enhance your ability to make decisions quickly. Makes me think of all those Virgos energy. Okay, your passion and interest really is going to be jumped up. If you felt disconnected from what excites you, Mars in Aries can rekindle that enthusiasm, improving leadership skills. If you are someone who is not the boss, Mars in Aries is going to wake you up, okay? Resolving conflicts. Now, I know Mars is about increasing some conflicts. It also provides some straightforward energy to addressing and resolving some long-standing disputes. So you may be passive aggressive or you may not want to deal with it, but that Mars in Aries is going to help resolve the energy because you are going to be very bold and courageous. So this is how Mars and Aries is going to help the collective. Now, what do we have here? Fantastic. I can't seem to get back into working out. Yes, it's going to help you work out. I'm reading the comments and Queen's talking. Now we have the aspects. So what do we have? Now, if you look at this Mars and Aries, all the planets for the most part are hanging out on this side. Now the moon is going to move all around and moves fast, but for the most part, they're all hanging on the same side. So Mars is not going to get that much interaction with the other planets. It's going to get some conjunctions here, meaning that they're going to be close to these energies, not Mercury. Mercury will be moving. Also, you will get a little, actually, let me tell you. So on the 3rd of on the 3rd of May, it is going to move to 2 degrees. Right now, it's currently in 0 degrees. And that represents supreme power. It's also a Taurus degree. So anything dealing with your resources, right? So, but Mars is also going to sextile Pluto. We are going to discuss that, but it's going to help us focus our energy and drive towards achieving our goals. So we have that on the 3rd. Now, May 6th, because we don't have a lot of aspects happening with Mars, I find that the degrees are going to be more important to pay attention to. And when it hits 5 degrees, and that's going to be May 6th, May 6th, we're going to be more into our sex. Okay, intimacy. This degree is connected to beauty, desire, sex appeal, receiving sexual attention. So if you have a loved one you want to connect with, go ahead and use that day, May 6th. Great energy for that. On the 14th, now it would enter 11 degrees. And 11 degrees is, I think it's an Aquarius degree. Yeah, I think it is an Aquarius degree. So thinking outside the box, but also it's very potent, and it's about divide or suicide or divorce is more what I'm thinking. So be aware of that coming up. I'm not condoning. I shouldn't even say that word. I think they like bleep it out. So yes, but yes, offing yourself, I think is like Yes, but that's what that degree represents. Also on the 19th is going to be it's going to be conjunct the north node, and it will be opposing the south node, and that's going to help you align your actions with your higher purpose and let go of that past patterns, which is dealing with relationships or again not being assertive and bold. Okay, so those things will be holding you back. You're going to be dealing with that on the 19th. On the 20th, we are dealing with some car accidents that could be happening, especially when people are driving fast, because we enter 15 degrees. Now, this will be mainly for some Virgo placements because it will be in their 8th house, which is dealing with Scorpio energy. So be aware of that, or anyone, be aware of that. Okay. What else we have? May 24th is going to enter the 18th degree, which represents pure evil. Calm down. They may not affect you, but that represents like a rare disease. It could affect the collective, not you personally. Okay. Tragic accidents and facing some hardships. On the 29th, it is 22 degrees. It will enter, and that is killed or be killed. That also means like something could be rebirthing and dying, a friendship. Just a situation doesn't necessarily mean that you are dying. Okay. So do not take it so literal. It's just what it could symbolically mean as well. Also, on the 29th is going to be conjunct Chiron. So there's some healing, bringing up some old wounds and insecurities that can lead to some healing. So facing the fears head on, we have with this Mars and Aries. Okay, let me drink some water. Now, actually, let me pull a card for everyone. Everyone who is watching this video, I have 2 decks here. I have the Cosmic Oracle, and I have this tarot deck. I think it's the Boho. Oh, here we go. The Bohemian Secret Tarot deck. Okay, that's one of my favorite tarot decks. Okay, so let me pull some cards for everyone. Today, Mars enters Aries. So this is for Mars entering Aries as a collective, and for everyone watching, what can we expect from ourselves? Okay. And we have World Within Worlds. Ooh, let's see. Let's narrow this down when we pull the tarot. World Within Worlds. And it's a 36, so that means like there's some closure happening. Okay, let's see what we have with connected to tarot. Ooh, fire energy, which is Aries. I'm going to read what this card means because I kind of can't. World Within Worlds. Like the bigger picture, I kind of think is what that means. Let's see. Let me tell you quickly. We have peace comes within the souls of men when they realize their oneness within the universe, connecting with the universe and being the king of brooms. This card serves as a reminder to look within yourself for answers. It's wonderful that you're so open to the opinions of others, but be discerning. This makes me think of using your instincts. Connect with the world, but what does your gut tell you? Because that's what the Aries energy would tell all of us as a collective. And then it's saying to be the king of brooms. And the king of brooms is the king of Aries, to be assertive, to be courageous, to start something new while using your instincts, while using your gut opinions, while using discernment. Okay. Connect with the world, yet be the individual, because you are your own world. Very positive. Okay. So that's something that we need to all understand while Mars is in Aries. Okay. So let's go on to what we have. Also, what do we have? Oh, Venus is also today squaring. It's going to happen at night, and it's going to happen around 9 p.m., but we should be feeling it now if it's affecting anyone and affecting someone here. And Venus is going to square Pluto. So this is Venus, and here it's going to square at 2 degrees. Remember, 2 degrees is a supreme power degree. Supreme power is like, think of Jesus kind of energy. Okay. And also Taurus, because it could represent money, food, the earth, stability, your luxuries, voices, and singing. On a side note, it makes me think of a lot of things are talking about Taylor Swift. I heard that my youngest told me her song went number 2 and then go number 1. There's going to be, during Taurus season, right now is Taurus season, there's going to be a lot of discussion of singers. So again, the Beyonce and Taylor Swift, we just get a little bit more of them coming up. Also, it makes me think of Coachella. Did that happen during Taurus season? I think so, which is all about singing. Okay. Anyway, but square. Venus in the sign Taurus is squaring Pluto in the sign Aquarius. When you square something, it represents conflict, it represents obstacles and challenges. It's where you have to face, you're forced to face the actions and changes, and often leads to growth because you had some struggle. Okay. So now, when you have these two planets squaring each other, tension and transformation in relationships and values and financial matters, Venus represents money, what we naturally attract. So there's some change happening when it comes to our coin. Now, there could be some intense emotional dynamics, resistance to change because Venus is in a sign Taurus, which is a fixed sign. Pluto is in a sign Aquarius, which is also fixed, but there's also some transformation and change. There's stability and comfort, but there could be some change, and we don't want to change. So be aware of that. There's some tension with that. Compulsive actions, magnetic yet potentially challenging attraction between people is what that could be meaning. And then also secretive elements that needs to be addressed, especially with Pluto in relationships. It's like it's secretive, but it's going to be on blast, and there needs to be some addressing of that. Okay. Transformation of values, because Venus in Taurus is all about values, especially concerning our material possessions and security. So this aspect is going to have us look at what truly matters, questioning one's consumption habits, our financial ethics, our personal worth. Now, financial power plays, because Taurus and Pluto is all about the coin, it's all about the money. Now, they deal with our resources in two different ways, right? Taurus is all about collecting and getting the money and enjoying it, right? And Pluto deals with power dynamics, power as far as your money, right? And transformation. So there's some financial issues that could be coming to the forefront, some power struggles happening. Now, creative social reforms, because Aquarius is all about social reforms in that sign, right? You might also spark some creative social reforms, because you're talking about Venus is all about socializing. Okay. So there could be some issues with that. There's obsessiveness too, like being attracted and obsessed with someone who you're attracted to. Venus is all about the love and attracting someone, but then now you have that Pluto aspect and you're really obsessed, like maybe online or maybe through some fancy technology of the future. You can have that feelings of jealousy and possessiveness. That discussion could be brought up today. Passive aggressive or manipulation is what you get with this aspect. And loving to have power is also what you get with this aspect. Okay. Be aware of that, you guys. Learn your lesson. Stay strong. Now, also, let me explain. When you have planets in the sign V, so Taurus is the ruler of Venus. So we don't have to worry about Venus and what it's doing because it's already in a sign. But we have Pluto is in the sign Aquarius. What is the ruler of Aquarius? Uranus. So Uranus is going to affect this aspect just a little bit, right? Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius and it's sitting by Jupiter. So there could be some energy of this situation being really big or huge or very expansive or very abundant. So be aware of that added to the aspect here of the square, okay? Now let's see what else we have on the second. Move the chart over more. Oh, I see. I drink a lot of water, you guys. Okay. Now on the second, Pluto is retrograding. Was it retrograding? No. Now it retrogrades. It starts May 2nd. It's going to retrograde all the way to October 11th. Pluto will typically spend about 5 months in retrograde each year. So Pluto is such a powerful planet. It's so little, but to me, it's so powerful. Pluto and Chiron and the moon are like my favorite planets to celestial bodies to study. And so Pluto retrogrades a lot, but Pluto represents retrograde. That's why it retrogrades so much. Anyway, but back to what I was saying. When Pluto is retrograding in Aquarius, and I've discussed this several times, but we're discussing it again, okay? Each time I discuss it, I try to bring something new to the table so you guys can get something new from it. But go ahead and check out my other videos of what I talked about when Pluto's retrograding. So you could be revisiting some reforms because Aquarius is all about that social reform, you guys, and progressive ideas. So Pluto retrograde is going to prompt some reassessment with these things, because anytime you have planets retrograding, you're doing the words that start with RE: redoing, remembering, readjusting, okay, reassessing. So yes, okay. Now there could be some transformation with social networks. Aquarius represents the social networks, and it could be including an online network. Now let's see what TikTok, the tickety talk, this is going to involve that tickety talk, Pluto retrograding in Aquarius, okay? Technology and scientific reflection. Aquarius is linked to technology and science. So rethinking of how we do advancements in our society, the data privacy, I mentioned that with the TikTok, right? I think that's what they said, but technical ethics and the role of AI, all that could be coming up with this retrograde happening. Intensified desire for freedom and autonomy, because Aquarius likes its freedom and individuality. So doesn't want to be controlled. So get ready for that. And all these protests could be getting worse. I feel like my mic is loose. Psychological insights into group dynamics and friendships and social networks. All of that could be happening with this. And what else do we have? Renewed vision for the future. Remember, Aquarius is all about the future, hopes and dreams, forward looking. So Pluto is all about transformation, regeneration, healing, and it wants to do that. Now, Pluto is going to retrograde back into 0 degrees. That's a very potent degree, and that's its purest form of the zodiac sign Aquarius. So when it gets to 0 degrees, get ready for ramped up energy and everything that I just discussed. I predict more protests getting worse and worse. Okay. So get ready, that fighting for humanity. The discussion of the TikTok ban, look around July 17th. Let's see what happens around that time. Now, on September 2nd, it's going to retrograde back to Capricorn here. This is all Capricorn energy, right? And when it retrogrades back to Capricorn, when it was in Capricorn, we had that whole COVID situation. Okay. So there could be some issues with the leaders. Revolution, reevaluating our career and ambition, reevaluating the leaders and the structures and the government and the infrastructures and the father figures, all that. Transformation of structure, foundations, also people in uniform, the police, all that. Reforming government, business, and any type of authority kind of energy is what's going to come back. Now, insight into power dynamics, introspection, and personal mastery. Capricorn is also related to the self-mastery and being very disciplined. So Pluto retrograding in Capricorn is going to encourage us to deep internal review of our own limitations. Capricorn represents limitations and fears and unconscious drive. So yeah, and those are also related to control and power. Get ready for that, and reevaluating our foundations as well. So tearing down stuff and rebuilding it. All that is going to happen. Major Trump energy here. It doesn't matter if you're a Trumpster or not. You're dealing with some major leaders, and a Capricorn makes me think of strong leaders. Now, if we're talking about Biden, and this is just, I'm giving you facts. This is not just opinion, regardless of how you vote. If we're talking about Biden, it's more about his reputation. And if you're talking about, even though Trump is all about his reputation too, he gives more of authority. Also, the energy of Russia, the leader of Russia too. So get ready for that. That's exciting. There's positive things too with Pluto retrograding with Capricorn within ourselves, like really discussing our father energy, also reevaluating and remembering being structured and being on time, because it is the father of time and old age and stuff like that. So positive things, also negative, positive and negative. Hello to all the chat room. Hello, higher realms. Welcome. I forget that I can show the chat. Welcome, you guys, and welcome, Queen. Welcome to the world of astrology. Now, Moon is going to enter Pisces That same day on the 2nd at 11:51 a.m. That's really intuition, right? And really tapping into your empathy, which is also a form of psychic energy, okay? Empathizing with others. There's emotional sensitivity. There's good energy with that and bad energy. You could be overly sensitive. You could be really feeling the energy in the room, and that can drain you at the same time. You don't have to speak and understand how people feel. Creative and imagination energy is strong with this. So if you really want to tap in and do some art or do something that creates for people to really feel something, great time to do it with the moon in Pisces. A desire for escape is also strong with this. So, if you want to escape and be alone, solitude, meditation, I used to use that during tough times. It really works. Getting into a movie. Hold on one second. Yes? Can you come back around in an hour? Okay. So you can have, sorry about that. Did I yell in a mic? I did yell in a mic. I am so sorry. Did that hurt you guys' ears? Anyway, we have what else? So like a desire to escape in a good way, right? You can meditate, you could do yoga, you can watch a movie, listen to some music, get into fiction. Be careful of the drugging and trying to really zone out, because that's what Pisces can also represents too. Blurring of boundaries. Pisces blurs the lines between reality and fantasy, self and other, which can lead to some confusion. So that's what you get with a moon in Pisces, but there's never confusion when you can see it through art. Just so you know, like the words are confusing, but the art, the pictures are never confusing. Just so you know. Also, great time to tap into your dreams. Okay. Now, on the 3rd of May, we have Mars in Aries. It's going to sextile Pluto. Positive energy, positive energy. Tap into it. It's going to be in 2 degrees, which again, that supreme power degree. Also, Taurus, again, money, your resources, the earth, luxuries, the singing, the voice. Okay. Empowered actions happens with this. Now, anytime you have a sextile means that God has put it out there. God has put this out here in the universe, but what are you going to do with it? You have to physically, with that Mars, do something with it. So there's empowered, assertive, immediate actions that can happen. You have to just get up and do it. There's drive and there's reform. There's increase, influence, and persuasion. You can persuade people this day in a good way, not a negative way. Okay. You can be assertive with your ideas and be very compelling, and people are going to support you, especially if it's something new, right? There's breakthroughs and conflicts, there's personal empowerment, because you're going to be very assertive with this energy. Technology and innovation can be advanced because Pluto is in a sign Aquarius and it focuses on technology and themes that are very progressive. So this aspect can encourage to innovate some new ideas with technology or the pursuit of your goals through technology. Okay. There's willpower, there's passion, there's determined efforts toward renewal and regeneration, also towards healing. Pluto is always going to be about healing. And even like some surprise healing can happen with this. Okay. So very positive that day. Everyone work with that. That's Friday. Now on Saturday, the moon will enter Aries. Now it's going to be more feistier than ever, because when you have the moon entering Aries, look at that. It's next to Mars, and then the North Node. I said, is that 4? I'm doing better though. And then you have the North Node in Aries. You have Mercury in Aries. You have Chiron in Aries. Okay. So you have these planets in Aries, and just be aware. That's all I'm saying. Great energy emotionally, right? You're going to be very energetic. You're going to be very impulsive, desire for independence. Your moods can fluctuate because Aries is quick and the moon is already moody. So a lot of moodiness it's very moody. Okay. Now there's courage and initiative, and you could be very competitive. Competitive edge to emotions can happen. So if you are dealing with sports and games and professional achievements, great time. But remember, who you're competing against can have that same energy. Direct communication and their spontaneousness actions happening with this. Okay. Now on the 5th, we have Cinco de Mayo as well. First of all, I live in Los Angeles. Cinco de Mayo is a great day to get some Mexican food. It's a great day to get Mexican food any day in Los Angeles. But let me tell you about Cinco de Mayo, and let me tell you why I do the holidays with astrology. I want you to understand that astrology is not here for like fun. These holidays fall in these signs for a reason. Okay, so first let me tell you about Cinco de Mayo, celebrated on the 5th of May. It commemorates the Mexican Army's unexpected victory over the French forces at the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. Now, the Mexican army had a small army. It didn't have as much equipment, but they won over their general in the French army, which was very large and had all this military power. Makes me think of Ukraine and Russia, but it's not the same. Anyway, but they won over that army, which is a huge deal. This victory provided a significant morale boost to the Mexican people and symbolized a triumph of spirit and resilience against foreign domination. Cinco de Mayo is not as commonly is wait. Cinco de Mayo is not as commonly misconceived. I think that I did a typo there, but it's always misconceived as Mexican Independence Day. It is not Mexican Independence Day. That's actually celebrated September 16th, and it marks Mexico's independence from the Spanish, and they used to rule over them in 1810. Okay, Cinco de Mayo is because they won this war. Now, Cinco de Mayo is primarily observed in the state of Puebla, where the battle took place, with military parades, reenactments, and other commemorative events. Now, why is it during tourist season? Why? Because usually if it stays the same date, that means you're dealing with the sun. And it's always on May 5th. Now, during Cinco de Mayo, it's also about the Mexican culture. It's about their heritage. There's parades, there's parties, there's mariachi music, performances, and traditional Mexican foods are eaten during Cinco de Mayo. I personally, when we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, you hear the parties, you can have some functions, alcohol is in the air, okay? Great Mexican food is happening. And why is it during tourist season? Because tourist season is all about celebration, the senses, darling, and the pleasures. And who doesn't love great Mexican food? You have vibrant parades, great dressing. Okay, delicious Mexican cuisine, lively music, and colorful decorations. Have you ever been to a Mexican restaurant during Cinco de Mayo, like a really good one? They have a live band sometimes. So these festivities emphasize enjoying life's pleasures. And that is the key of Taurus, right? And also appreciating a culture or a tradition. Very Taurus energy, because Taurus values stability and tradition. Remember, it's a very fixed sign. So you're celebrating a tradition of the Mexican culture. Now, material and abundance and prosperity, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus. And again, it's associated with love, beauty, and material wealth. And when you have Cinco de Mayo in the air, there is abundance of amazing Mexican food and abundance of community gatherings. So, yes. What else do we have? Oh, resilience and strength, because it's all about perseverance. And you have the spirit shown by the Mexican troops during the Battle of Puebla. The celebration of Cinco de Mayo honors their resilience and their determination. Okay. And what else do we have? Oh, community and social gathering. Taurus is all about, though Taurus individuals like to be at home in solitude, there's this value of a stable social setting. They love to be what they are comfortable with. And you get that with the Cinco de Mayo and the social gathering and your sense of community. Okay. I remember the tradition of in elementary, every year we used to put on like some Mexican clothing and do a dance. And I actually really enjoyed it. I first of all, I got out of class. Second of all, we are practicing. So, in school, you always wanted a distraction. And then to come home and have some enchiladas, some nachos. I don't know if nachos is really a Mexican traditional food, but yes, I'm more American, but there is a tradition of me having some great Mexican food. I don't drink beer, but a great margarita. Okay. So yes. Anyway, now the moon will enter Taurus on the 6th, the next day. Talk about Taurus energy. And here it says on the 7th, but it will be on the 6th, and it will be at 2:42 p.m. There's emotional stability, desire for comfort, being a homebody, materialism, try not to shop in the home, online shopping, resistance to change because Taurus, again, fixed. So some stubbornness could be happening here, enhanced sensuality, connection to nature, being connected to the earth, really caring about the earth. Practical problem solving can happen with this, and being very patient and perseverant also happens with the moon in the sign Taurus. That same day, you have Mercury conjunct Chiron. It's 21 degrees. 21 degrees is a Sagittarius degree. Again, Sagittarius is huge. It's abundant. It's expansive. There's also dealing with wisdom and college and traveling and exploring. So there's a heightened awareness with this conjunction. Conjunctions are good and bad, and it just makes the two planets even stronger together because they're in that sign Aries. So there's a heightened awareness of painful communication. Chiron is the planet of the healer. I said earlier that I love the Chiron energy, understanding it. So you might be having some painful communication that can cause some healing, which is also the conjunction. Some opportunity for healing dialogue could be happening. Boldness in addressing sensitive topics, learning from missteps in communication, enhanced self-expression linked to the self, because Aries is about the self and your identity. So there could be something enhancing that, mentoring and guiding others through your words. The presence of Chiron suggests the wounded healer, right? And Mercury conjunct Chiron in the sign Aries can enable people to use their own experience of pain and miscommunication as a tool to help mentor others face similar challenges. Also that day, May 7th. Oh no, May 6th, sorry. Also that day, May 6th, because I'm like, why am I doing Tuesday? Oh, on Tuesday, we have a new moon in Taurus, by the way. But also May 6th, we have the sun is going to sextile Saturn here. Also is at 17 degrees. Yeah, that's a Leo degree. So it's all about attention here. Who's the star? The fame, the light, the children, creativity, self-expression, monarchs, gold, the heart, entertainment, strength, and hair. Before I finish even discussing that, I didn't finish saying something about this Pluto retrograding in Aquarius. I've said this multiple times. When you have Pluto in the sign Aquarius or any sign, you have to also look at its polarizing sign. So when it's in the sign Aquarius, you're looking at the polarizing sign Leo. I've said this. Leo represents children. Pluto represents the dark side, so the dark side of children. Leo also represents stars and the fame light. So you're dealing with the dark side of children who are on stage. So the influencers are that's number 5, but also dealing with children like the Nickelodeon energy. Okay. Also, what else do we have with Leo? Monarchs. What's happening to Kate Middleton? That's happening. That's that Pluto. Because Pluto is such a black and white planet. It's such a polarizing planet itself. It's such a get into the darkness and retrograding. It's just a planet of retrograding. So it's always going to look at this polarized sign always. Okay. And when it goes into Capricorn, the polarized sign of Capricorn is Cancer, which is dealing with the mother, which is dealing with home. So it makes me think of what's going to happen with those YouTubers who are using their kids, the moms who are using their kids to make money, because Pluto does represent power and money too. So just so you know. Now, back to the positive. Just wanted to make sure I give you all the info, you guys. So back to the positive. The sun sextiling Saturn. Saturn, restriction, limitations, the father of the astrology, right? It's in a sign Pisces, which is very blurry and loving, you know. Anyway, what does it mean when it's sextile? Sextile is very positive. And then remember, it's in a Leo degree. So there's something that's shining bright, giving us warmth, something that represents the sun, fatherly, something that's dealing with the monarch, something that's dealing with attention and life. Okay. children and creativity, self-expression as well. So there could be practical manifestations of dreams. Pisces is the dream energy, stability in emotions, and creative pursuits. Love that. It's bringing what you are feeling to life. And that Sun in Taurus is all about your ego, right? And the ego is working well with structure that you cannot see. Enhance intuition and practicality, emotional maturity and responsibility, persistence and overcoming obstacles. Great day to do some hardcore work. Okay, that is on Monday. Building lasting foundations. What are we talking about for long term? Saturn is all about old time and long term energy. So the future with your goals, that is great with that, especially with that Taurus in the sun. And again, at least I'm aware. Tell me if I'm annoying you that I'm counting my I don't count that one. Okay. Balance approach to material and spiritual worlds. That I do love. Now, Venus is the ruler of, again, Taurus, and the sun sextiling Saturn. Where is Taurus? Where is Taurus? Where is Venus? Venus will be next to the moon. When it happens, this moon gets a little bit closer. So it could be a little emotional. Be aware of that when you have this sextile energy, but the emotions could be more heightened, and sextile is positive. So it's going to work for you. Again, in the Leo degree, Neptune is by itself, and Neptune is the Pisces. It's at 29 degrees, again, Leo. So some major Leo themes with this sextile. Great thing. So if you're dealing with some children, if you're dealing with self-expression, that's what I'm thinking more it's going to work with. It's very positive with that. Okay. Next week we have the moon in a new moon in Taurus. A new moon in Taurus is all about manifesting the money, the coin. So you want to do that, and you want to manifest the day before. So you want to manifest on Monday. I should be back Sunday or Monday. I cannot be here on Tuesday doing a new moon. If I'm not here, I will put up all the information and you guys will get it. So now I will do a reading for everyone in the room, just for the week. Everyone who's watching this, just for the week. This is for you and you alone. Okay, I'm pulling out the cards. And let me pull out some oracle too. How is everyone? How's everyone's week? I actually was kind of late doing this video because I was listening to a podcast. And I've been so busy with my kids. Prom is coming up. I have a kid graduating this year, so I have that going on, and then I'm a soccer mom, so that's intense. Okay, and on top of that, we're dealing with astrology, tarot readings on the side too. So anyway, so let's see what we have here. Now, the first one, we have balance. For everyone in the room, we need to have some balance, and it needs to come with some balance when it comes to new things that are very tangible. When God gives us some new money, we need to be balanced. When God gives us opportunity to buy a home, opportunity for a new job, opportunity for your body, something new, there needs to be a balance when it comes to the tangible physical items regarding this. A balance when it comes to something new with your health. A balance when it comes to something new with just something physical. There needs to be a balance, and that could be a resource. Okay. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, but let me really think. I'm trying to think of the signs of the body being of service of others. That's Virgo energy, right? Self-sacrificing. There needs to be a balance in that. And then we're dealing with Taurus, definitely a balance with our values and our money and our material wealth. Definitely needs to be a balance, especially when someone's giving us a gift. Don't overspend. Don't think because, oh my gosh, I won the lottery or someone gave me $50, just blowing it all out on just on one thing. Also, the ability to cook some food and you just eat it all. There needs to be some balance there. And let me think about all of the earth energy, because the pentacles represents the earth. And why am I drawing a blank on the last earth? We're dealing with Taurus. Oh, what am I doing? Hold on. Why am I sitting here when I'm drawing a blank? Taurus. We're dealing with Virgo, and we're dealing with Capricorn, career. So, yeah, if God's giving you a new opportunity with career, you want to practice some balance. If God is giving you a new opportunity with your reputation and your goals, you need to practice balance. Okay. I think that's self explanatory. Now, ooh, this one, intuition. This is for this week. Intuition. Again, 9. This one is 2. 2 is balance, right? And 2 is also dealing with duality, which I was mentioning earlier, but this is a 9. So, and also that represents your relationship with God too. Remember that supreme power? Okay, so back to intuition. 9. We know what intuition means, right? What is the tarot for this card? Again, there's 2. Use your intuition when you can't make a decision. Use your intuition where there's 2 decisions coming up and you can't decide. Use your intuition when you're dealing with that duality aspect, when you're dealing with that black and white, where you're dealing with that polarizing opposite, again polarizing, but if you're dealing with the Democrat and Republican, because you get that, and these are words like there's 2 opposite sides to an argument. Use your intuition, okay, because you're blinded here and you could be kind of lost. And instead of trying to be so logical, or instead of trying to be so practical, I'm trying to see, where does it not get blurry? Why is it not tapping into focusing? Anyway, but when you are blinded by the practicality of things or the logical things, the logical side of things, that's when you need to tap into your intuition. Pray to God. God will send you a sign. What is your gut telling you? Listen to your gut. What are your feelings telling you? Do you feel anxious about this idea? You know, does it make you feel scared? Feelings, and your intuition is not operating off of fear. So scaredness, I wouldn't say, but does your intuition say no? Just plain out no. Let me explain something real quick about your intuition, and then I will go. If you guys want me, that sounds great. Balance, yes. Pentacle and balance, yes. I keep forgetting. Yes, I'm reading the chat room. That sounds great. Pentacle and balance. Yes. Earthly balance, okay? Resources and balance. So, let me just say something about intuition. I remember years ago I was going to New York and I was sitting on my couch, and behind me, actually on this wall, I had shelves that, floating shelves, and they had a bunch of plants on them. And I remember sitting on my couch directly across the way here and looking at it, and something in me said, take those plants down because there's going to be an earthquake. Now, if anyone this is before I'm into anything psychic and spiritual, but I said, yeah, I need, and it was calm. It wasn't out of fear. Like, let me take those things. So I took down the big plants because, I'm not used to having these thoughts of just doing something without any rational meaning. Like, I have no evidence that there's going to be an earthquake. I don't study earthquakes. I just have this intuition that just came to me calmly to move them. That is the intuition that I'm telling you. It is a very calm energy. It is not operate out of fear. Oh, anyway, back to the story. We go to New York. My mom calls me and said there were like 5 or 6 earthquakes in LA. It was just like crazy. And I was just like, mouth completely shocked. Like, well, good thing I took those plants down. It was very interesting. Okay. Anyway, the point is that it's not going to make sense to you. However, the intuition is the intuition. So follow the intuition because that's God. That's God speaking to you. Okay. If you didn't know. Anyway, that's what we have for this week's transits. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tomorrow is the 1st. So tomorrow I will be back and I am going to do the monthly astrology. I should have been doing it today. I should have filmed this video yesterday, but I will do it tomorrow. May I ask a question about, okay, go ahead. What is your question? What is your question? Queen has a question. And I wonder how delayed this is. Go ahead. I don't know if she's writing her. Hold on. Someone's. Oops, oops, oops. What do you have? I wonder if you have an answer to this. What does it mean when you see the same name over and over again? There is a sign there. I would think that there is a sign there, Queen. What does it mean when you see the same name over and over again? Not love related. Oh, I didn't even think love related, but okay. So when you see the same name, it's almost like seeing the angel numbers. I would think that there is a reason to that. Only you would know the reason. Also, I wonder if you need to write down your dreams and write them down and see if that can help translate it. Also, to me, I would pray to God and say, can you send me a sign? Because I'm not getting this sign. I could pull a card for you to see what this name means. At the same time, I would, if I was you, Queen, I would pray to God and say, can you send me a direct answer? Oops, all these cards fell out. Wow. There's a lot of... Okay, God wants you to know, okay? We have the 10 of brooms. I don't know what the name is, but there's a lot of load coming out here. We have the page of pentacles, a lot of load coming off, and it deals with something finances, something new with finances. I'm sorry if my mic is moving. I'm trying to figure out. So the name is the 10 of pentacles is someone who has a lot of weight on them, but it's in reverse. So the weight is off of them. And the page of pentacles also means a message is coming, but the message isn't coming. So there's a weight off of you and there's a message coming, but there's a message that was supposed to come, but it's not coming. But the load is off. Here we go. We're going to pull some more cards. We have the Knight of Broom. The Knight of Broom could be a fire sign. So it could be a young fire sign. Young fire sign is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Or it could be someone who is very fiery, someone who's very extroverted, someone who's very confident, very creative, very bold and courageous. Okay. Let me see what else we have. The Hermit. But there are a loner. They're very introverted, not loner in a bad way, but someone who seeks solitude to get information and to be self-taught. Okay. Let me see what else. There's a lot of information. Also, this is Taurus energy, Virgo and Taurus and tradition. So someone who's very traditional, this name is, it's a lot of cards and a lot of information. We're going to be very direct with this one though. And we have someone who's not receiving money. This card is in reverse, and this is someone who knows how to give and receive, but this energy is not giving and receiving. They're not either receiving money or they're not giving money, or there's a charity that's not being involved here. A lot of weight out of her shoulders. A page pentacle, so a page pentacle, someone who's not, I think this is someone who doesn't have money. That's what I think. It's something with the resources. Because first of all, there's pentacles, there's earth signs, major earth signs. So I'm thinking it's dealing with money and finances. And to me, this fiery is up. They need to be bold and courageous. If they come your way, do you know the person at all? If you know the person, it seems that they need to stick to their traditional values. They need to do some self-help, and they need to be very courageous and confident. I wonder if it's a young fire sign too. But it's something dealing with money, something dealing with material energy. And there's a weight lifted. It's almost like, makes me think of someone who had money, and because they don't have money now, it's like, oh, the pressure is off, you know, but they're still lacking of some sort here happening for you. Okay, Queen. Let me pull an oracle to see if it can bring any clarity to all that. Okay. But I'm thinking the clarity is they're not receiving money. Let's see what we have. Self-worth, the value of self. Yeah, there's some values definitely happening, and they don't have the self-worth. So whoever the name is, they're lacking confidence. They're lacking the value of self. And the value of self is a resource, okay? There is value of self-worth. So they're lacking this value and they're not receiving. I wonder if that's the load that's off of them. They need to do, the Virgo energy is going to perfect and do some cleansing within. That needs to, and a lot of analyzing within that needs to happen. And the Taurus energy is the value of self. That's what this Hierophant card is representing, and they don't have the value. There's no self-worth happening. Okay. Yes, I hope that makes sense. You know, we can come back a week from now, or a few days, or tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, and you can ask me some more questions. But yeah, I hope that makes sense, whoever the name is. Are there any other questions? Anyone else want me to do some tarot reading? Because I can for you. If no, I will leave. I'm not in contact with the person with this name. Yeah, so I would just sit with it. I would be patient, first of all, and I will pray to God and see what else. But it's something dealing with finances and their value and what their self-worth is. Okay. Are there any questions out there? I'm about to leave, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Queen, for always commenting with your boldness and the proper Libra energy. I will see you guys next time. All right. I will see you tomorrow. And don't forget to check out my Patreon. All right. Bye.